today on Divorce Court.
Corey and I come from two different worlds. I come from a very close-knit family, and he came from the system.
What I want from the judge is to express to Amelia, it's not what you say, but how you say it.
I'd like for Corey to respect me and my money and everything that I work hard for more than what he has respected over the past 5 years.
Well, I know as a human being that I'm not perfect, but Amelia's not perfect too. And I really feel that she should understand that fact.
Divorce Court is now in session.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here today with Amelia Earl and Corey Embry. The two of you have been together for 5 years. You have been married, however, for the last 9 months, and we've got trouble already. I'm going to start with you, Ms. Earl. Why don't you tell me a little bit about your relationship and why we're here in divorce court today?
We're here for me and Corey's marriage to be saved.
Okay.
I'm on my last limb with him. I've tried and tried with him, and I just want things to come together so that we can be happy again.
Okay. What's wrong?
We argue over pointless, just petty stuff. We always arguing, and money is a real issue in our relationship. So I feel like if we don't work, we don't eat, and it's kind of hard for us to survive at times. So I just want it to be how it's supposed to be.
To get better. Was it like that before you got married? I mean, you only been married 9 months.
Nothing's really changed since we got married. It's just that, I was hoping that things would change once we got married, and it just...
And it didn't.
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Embry, what do you think's wrong?
The arguing, I really don't think that the money is a problem. I mean, it's not consistent. It's like I work seldomly, but it's the arguing and the ego clashing.
The arguing and the ego clashing. Ms. Earl, take me back to the beginning. How'd you meet? How'd you get together? How'd we get to where we are today?
Well, we met at my house through a mutual friend, and he said something really funny to me. And after that, we just been clicking ever since then. We were just at first when we got together, we weren't really dating. We were just hanging out all the time. And then after that, we just progressed, because he would always come over and hang out with my family. So there was one day they asked at a picnic, they was so what are you guys? Are you guys just friends or what? What's going on here? And later on that night, we just made it official that we would be together, and we've been together ever since. So.
And you've been together for 5 years?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. When did things start to go south? When did all the arguing start to happen, Mr. Embry? When did you find out you weren't happy together anymore?
About after the honeymoon phase, about 4 months.
After 4 months?
Yeah.
4 months of marriage or 4 months of dating?
Dating.
Wow. Why did you stay together so long if it got so unpleasant so early?
As a young kid, I had witnessed successful relationships, and I kind of knew you don't get nowhere from nothing. But I knew if you was in love, you stick it out and work it out, and if you wasn't, you just move around.
Do you think that you are in love and that you can work it out, or are you surprised by her belief that you're at the end of the road?
I believe that we are in love. I never really knew love as a kid, and I come from a little rough background. It's the only relationship I ever had. But I believe we are in love, and I believe it's fixable if we're willing to fix it, because it takes two.
What is your primary concern?
Money. Not being able to have, him not keeping steady jobs.
Do you work?
I quit working because he asked me to stay home and be a stay-at-home wife. That's what he wanted, so that's what I tried to
You mean to tell me, he says, quit work. I'm not working steady. You all quit work and stay at home because that's what I want, and you did it?
Yeah, I did. Because I was trying to save the relationship. I was trying to do everything that I could possibly do before I just be okay.
Listen, honey, lack of money never helped a relationship yet. You know what I mean? And they can make things real ragged if you don't have any.
Right.
Mr. Embry, did you ask her to stay home and be a stay-at-home wife? And
yes, but that's
if
not,
so, why?
That's not exactly how it went about. She was stressing to me.
You tell me how it went.
She was stressing to me about her job, about her manager. He was kind of being harsh to her. She was stressing to me about working this entire 5 years of the relationship. And she's tired of working and she needs a vacation. So I told her, don't go. Why are you going then? Don't go. And she ended up not going, but I had a job and I worked, but that's not how, it's not like I just came to her like, just stay home. I don't
Never
want you.
just don't go to work. I mean, woo. Mr. Embry, that was some bad advice. If she had a reason to stay home with children or something, that's good. But just because she doesn't like her job right now doesn't mean she should stop working. It means that she should look for a new job while she maintains the job that she has. Because, you know, it takes two to be stable, oftentimes. And clearly it's taken two to be stable because you're not economically stable now, correct?
No, I'm not.
Yeah. You with me?
Yes,
yeah.
ma'am. But I just didn't want to keep arguing with her. That was like my only resolution. She kept complaining about her job, And in the back of my head, it was like, well, don't go. I'm going to commit to this job that I have, and I'll work, and you can catch a little break. Because I acquire jobs, but I'll lose them real fast.
But you get them, but you can't keep them.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know why? Is there a consistent?
Yeah, I
is
know
there
why.
A theme?
I don't want to work. I don't like working.
Yeah, there you go. And you knew that about him, yet you quit your job anyway.
Yeah, I did. Well, because like when we first met, Corey didn't have like a job. He wasn't working, and he was just he was pimping to get his money. But
You were a pimp?
Yes, ma'am. For a little bit.
No kidding.
Yeah, but I'm not proud of it. You know,
You shouldn't be.
was
That's the lowest of the low, bottom feeder. What kind of things did she say to you that are belittling?
I'm more man than you will ever be, and I'm more woman than you'll ever get. I was like, what? Like,
Don't be quoting stuff out of movies and whatnot and run your life with it.
Right.
That doesn't make any sense. I mean, it's cute in the moment when you said it. I mean, it's cute to you, not to him. You said you're not proud of it and you quit, which I applaud you for. I mean, and you're finding the regular money hard to get, correct?
yeah, it went from like $1,000 a night to like $80 a day from working a minimum wage job.
Right,
but
right.
I can't like lie that she didn't change my life for the better, because I was all up until 19, I was in and out of incarceration, in and out.
And you attribute that in part to her presence in your life?
As soon as I met her, she showed me a better perspective on life, that there was more horizons and I can go farther, so to say. And I didn't quit immediately, but like 4 years later, she came at me with the ultimatum: Corey, I work, I give you money, what are you doing this for? And in the back of my head, I had aunts, nieces, and I was like, Corey, you got a lot of bad karma coming to you from what you've been doing. So I was ready to quit when she came at me with the notion. And the money wasn't the same. We was in Georgia at the time. It wasn't the same as California.
Now, Ms. Earl, I understand you quit school when you met him.
Yes, ma'am.
Because you were hanging out with him so much, you thought it was better hanging out with him than going to school. You know, what were you thinking there?
I didn't think that it was a better idea for me to hang out with him than to go to school. I knew it was stupid, but I just felt like really hard for him. I don't know why, but I did. Like,
Why is that incongruent with going to school? You can be in love and in school at the same time.
right.
Okay. You say even now that he's disrespectful to you, that he says you ought to be obedient and you're not.
Yeah.
Explain to me the atmosphere in your home and why you think it's so bad and unpleasant for you.
Well, the atmosphere is like, it's a lot of tension, and it's always like hostile, either coming from me or coming from him. Well, it's mainly from me because he's disrespecting me so much.
Give me some examples. What do you mean by he's being disrespectful? What are you talking about?
Like the way that he talks to me, like he'll say like rude stuff to me, and I'll just be like, why are you coming at me like that? Or he'll just be like, he'll start yelling at me, and I'm just like, that is like so rude. Like, and then when I yell back at him, it's just like, oh, you don't respect me, like you don't listen, you don't stay in a woman's place, you don't do what a woman's supposed to do. That's not how women talk. And my thing is, I'm going to treat you how you treat me, because I've treated you so good for so many years. It's hard for me to just be like, okay, yeah, I'm just going to keep letting you like yell at me. No, when he yells at me, I yell back at him. So it's like he said, the egos clash, because my ego's like, we're greater than this, and we're not about to let nobody yell at us.
Mr. Embry, you heard what she said. What she said. Is your take on what's happening in the home a little different than that?
Yeah.
Well, tell me what your take is. Who starts the fussing and hollering, and do you believe she doesn't stay in her place as a woman?
We both do. We both start the fussing and arguing, but as a character and the way she carries herself as like she belittles me. It's like I'm below her. And it's,
Well, what kind of things does she say to you that are belittling?
I'm more man than you will ever be, and I'm more woman than you'll ever get. I'm like, what? Like,
Don't be quoting stuff out of movies and whatnot and run your life with it. That doesn't make any sense. I mean, it's cute in the moment when you said it. I mean, it's cute to you, not to him. But I mean, that's just silly. Are you respectful to her?
when we're
is
happy,
her home
yes.
a comfortable and safe place for her to be?
No, not right now. I'm not even gonna admit. My apartment floor just got a gunshot shot through it. It's not suitable, but it's a roof over your head. But
Actually, I didn't mean that. I meant, was inside the house cool, but you're saying you don't live in a very good neighborhood.
no. But inside the house is not cool. We're walking on eggshells. Stuff is tense. And the argument would start from, she wants to cook the chicken at 225, and I wanted that. No, she wants it at 350, and I wanted it at 225. I want it slow cooked. And we'll be done for the rest of the night, arguing over that.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Stay on birth control, Ms. Earl. You guys are not stable. You're going to create another wave of life of just like he lived, because you two don't have it together. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
Stay on birth control like your life depended on it, because it does. Why do you believe Amelia fell so hard for Corey? Tell us what you think at facebook.com/Divorce Court. Divorce Court will be right back. If you would like your case to be heard on Divorce Court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Divorce Court. I don't know which one of you I want to talk to more. Mr. Embry, I'm going to start with you. You can live who you were. You can live what your circumstances were. Or you can decide you can live who you want to be and what you want your circumstances to be. In other words, if you keep saying, I'm used to this, so this is how I'm going to do it, you will never get anywhere. It'll never get any better. The next step on the ladder requires you to level up in terms of maturity, of not getting your way, of being able to compromise, and to understand that to love someone is to respect them and to honor them and give them their way every once in a while. You register that as a loss. If she gets the chicken at $3.50 and you want $2.25, you're registering $3.50 as a loss. It's not a loss. It's just a different way to do things. And you really need to grow up and mature. You need to go to counseling if you're going to be who you want to be. You understand that? And you have to be willing to learn and willing to put a period on that, what that path is. Oh, that's the old Corey. I can't be that dude no more. You understand what I'm saying? You willing to do that kind of thing?
yes, ma'am, but we really don't communicate when we get into it.
I know. I mean, this problem, I could talk for 5 hours and still not solve everything. I'm trying to just get you started. Ms. Earl, you've got to make a decision about what you want to do with your life. He is who he is. Whether or not he levels up is something we'll never know until it happens or doesn't happen. And you've got to make a decision. First of all, you got to stop doing what he says to do when you know it's not the intelligent thing to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You have to think about what you're doing, and he has to earn your love. I understand your sympathy for him and his circumstances, but you're not responsible for it. And you don't need to continue to suffer because of it. And you have to demand that either he treats you appropriately and becomes a breadwinner and an honoring dude, or you're not going to stay. Because if he knows you're going to stay no matter what, his impetus to change is that much less. I don't think you're woman enough yet, nor do I think you're man enough yet to work this out. I don't. You have to change so much of who you are and what you need to do. You know, being married is about compromise and is about giving, and it's not about not getting your way. You know, whatever you do, please, please, please don't ever get pregnant until we get this thing resolved.
Well, we've had a miscarriage like 2012.
Stay on birth control, Ms. Earl. You guys are not stable. You're going to create another wave of life of just like he lived because you two don't have it together. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
Stay on birth control like your life depended on it because it does.
Okay.
Do you think Amelia's future is brighter with Corey or without him? Share your opinion on Twitter and Instagram at Divorce Court. Divorce Court will be right back. I got a letter from your mother, and she's concerned about you. She sees a daughter that she raised to attain a certain stature and status in life, and she's seen you walk away from it time after time to follow him. I understand that. I know you're not going to leave him, are you?
No, I'm going to be honest, I'm not. Because I love him, and it's hard for me to just walk away from him as many times as I've tried to. I just keep going back.
Mr. Embry, earn what she just said. And you really got to step it up. I mean, if I were her mother, I'd ask her to step away. I don't think you're in a position to really love her as she should be loved and care for her as she should be cared for, in part simply because you can't hold a job. The reason that you're in the position you're in, you said it yourself, is because you didn't have a stable family. You know what a stable family does to you? It teaches you. Other people teach you how to live, love, compromise, and be. You need somebody to teach you how to be married. You know what I'm saying? You need somebody to teach you that. And you need to do it now. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
Am I getting the judge yes?
No. That's yes, ma'am. But as far as changing, I just view it's a brick road in the middle of the road. What we gonna do? Take a right or left? I run straight into it. And as far as what we've been doing, we just been running straight into it. So I already told her before I gave up. I ain't got.
You done?
I don't have no solutions to nothing. Everything I done tried.
Did you hear him? Did you hear him? What'd he say?
He doesn't have any solutions, and
that's it. You can't make it. You can't make it for the both of you. He says it's done, it's done. Believe him. There's no fairy tale ending to this. You with me?
yes, ma'am.
He said it. And I ain't mad at you. I'm just passionate. But I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you for having a bad background. Proud of you for becoming a better guy. But he sees what I see. And you got to stop pretending it's not what it is. Grow up. Listen to what he said. I'm going to get you this tape played over and over again of what he just said to you. He's right. This matter is adjourned.
I think without Corey, with time, I'll be all right, because I'm a pretty strong person. My mom raised me to be a pretty strong woman, and I'll fall right back into just doing what my life already consisted of.